this is York Street Thought Process. We're very excited to be celebrating the 6-month anniversary of our album Colder that came out last year.
We're so grateful to all of the support from you for listening, and if you were able to make it to one of our album release shows or buying the album, we're just so grateful. So thank you so much for all of your support. It means so much to us. So
to celebrate that, we decided to pick some of our favorite musical moments from the album that we recorded out in Newfoundland. Kind of take a look at it from a production perspective. Hope you enjoy. The first musical moment that we decided to take a look at is the bridge build in Life in a Magazine. This one has a foundation of acoustic guitar and bass, as with most of the album. I'll give you a little listen to here. On top of that, we have some recorded bass. And then to help the build increase, we added 3 different electric guitar parts. The first one is a bit of a wavy, gravy, slidey part. Followed by an arpeggiated guitar. And my personal favorite, still sounds a little wild, but when you add in the acoustic and the bass as well, this is what you're going to be hearing.
Before the dawn, what nuisance.
So our next musical moment is actually, I guess, 2 musical moments within one song. This was our first time incorporating vocal doubling into our tunes, which was really exciting. We're both big fans of Phoebe Bridgers and that sort of vocal double, and one of the main references of vocal doubling that I really enjoyed was Chaos Enclosed by Jason Isbell, and I remember listening to that and thinking, oh, that's so cool. And we also played around with what does it sound like if we take the vocal double away and then bring it back in, and we had some cool moments like that. In the chorus where we start off with that vocal double right off the top, take it away for the first line in the chorus, and then bring it back in the first chorus again with the line, "There's more to me," which I thought was extra cool. There's more to me, adding those extra vocals in.
So here you can hear just the isolated vocal, and then we'll bring in the vocal doubles.
Yeah.
You can't clean up the ugly mess before you can tolerate it. You pay my loneliness with your counterfeit. Honestly, I don't know what I'm chasing anymore. I don't think it's you. There's more to me and what I choose to give, because there is even more to you.
Our next musical moment within Stars and Machines is this really cool fiddle effect that we added just at the very end. We were so honored to have Leah Vokey throughout the album. She was just so great, so eager, and came with all of these awesome, beautiful ideas. This was one of her ideas, which we think is so cool. So in verse 5, when everything's stripped away, the vocal doubling's taken out, Leah added this really cool like tremolo. Can't remember exactly what she said, but I'm pretty sure she said along the lines it has like that twinkly kind of feeling, like the stars, which I just thought was such a special idea, especially in a moment like that where everything's just pretty bare, to have that just low in the mix.
While you were presented on my pedestal, somewhere in between the stars and the machines, is there peace?
So cool. I'm pretty sure it was like a tapping of the bow, really, on the strings. It's such a special little thing that was added into that verse 5, I think.
I'm in a college town.
Our next musical moment is from the song Writing on the Wall, and it's actually one of the only times that we recorded something after our sessions in Newfoundland and PEI. This is kind of the big instrumental outro of this song. It started with just the basic acoustic. Bit of our makeshift kick there as well. We were feeling happy with it, but it seemed like it was missing something. When we got back, I was experimenting in here with my baritone guitar and decided to try out a bit of a slide part. So this is the part that I came up with. And decided to double that up the octave. And all together it sounds like this. So that gave it a bit more of the energy that we were hoping for at the end of that tune.
Learn from our lowest of low.
The next musical moment comes from the tune Deathbed, which was a bit of a slower, more intimate tune off the album. We were very lucky to have Keelan Purchase when we were recording with him and Leah Volke. He put a bit of accordion down, or as Keelan said, a bit of cordine. So on first thought, this wasn't a song that I really pictured accordion on, but threw it out to Keelan and he did the most beautiful part I could have imagined on it. It definitely brings out the emotion of the song through the accordion.
We trusted you, only trusted you to make it home.
There's plenty of moments with the accordion throughout the tune. One of my favorite moments is in the last verse, especially coming from the point of view of the emotion that Keelan brought out in the instrument in the tune, is this little line here that he played. Almost like a crying whisper.
Yeah.
And in the mix it sounds like this.
Lead you to a home. Lucky to watch our favorite show.
We walk.
Winter Walk Part 2, and maybe you can quietly hear behind we have the vinyl filter going, which was Jaren's idea, and I think it's just so cool. It sounds like wind, really fits the stormy winter walk kind of feel. And with part 2 of Winter Walk, we were so grateful to have Eric Legace join and play some concertina. And if you have a physical copy of our CD in the liner notes, we call it Spooky Concertina. And it's totally fitting, especially with the baritone guitar, having the balance between sort of the brighter timbre of the concertina and then the low end of the baritone. They play so nicely together. So we'll play some of that, and then my favorite part, I think, is leaving it unresolved at the end, just with that concertina. I think it sounds extra spooky. And reverb on the concertina too.
Oh.
Okay, like tons of reverb.
Very spooky.
So cool.
Hurt you back when I said I did.
Alright, we've made it to our final musical moment of the album Colder. And this one is in Resolve. We have these awesome group vocals that go on as a big outro until the final verse. When I wrote the song, the O's, that was the first melody that came out with this song, and I remember when I first started writing it, I always kind of sang it as an O. Then when I would go to continue writing this song, it would just come out as O's, not necessarily in a specific form. And this song by far is the song that's taken me the longest to write. It took many months, which is unusual, I find. So, but those O's just kind of always stuck there, and we both decided that that would be outro. Having the strength in group vocals, I think, is a really cool moment. So we had both of us singing group vocals, Jaren sang a harmony, Keelan Purchase, Leah Volke, Eric and Kevin Legace also sang group vocals, and we sang from different distances to the microphone. We sang them in Newfoundland and PEI. We finished them in St. Mary's in a different space. Once Jaron got mixing it, a cool idea that you had was to kind of slowly bring in the group vocals.
Could be wrong, but I think that idea actually belongs to the great David Ball.
Whoa!
I do believe
David Ball idea.
David Ball can confirm or deny if that was his idea to ease
honorary
in group
David
vocals
Ball
or not.
photo up there or something. Yeah, so thank you, David Ball, or Jaron, whoever's idea that was. Really cool.
All right, so as we get into these group vocals here, I took advantage of the folder setting within Pro Tools to hide all these different tracks, different levels, kind of panned all over. In theory, they should sound like they're enveloping you as a listener. I automated the entire bus to bring in the vocals. And I even added in some extra voices as it goes along.
It's my fault.
And right back to an intimate
Yeah.
lead vocal.
And there was a cool moment as well where Keelan and Leah, I think, sang one extra O near the end there. But I just thought it was so cool to kind of have that lead right into the final verse, so we left that in as well.
It's my fault. I can't.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I love it. So cool.
You were the one to
Cool, well, I hope you enjoyed that little deep dive into some of the production elements of our album Colder. It means the world to us to have had Ruben from Mojito Mastering. We were extremely honored to have him work on the project with us and master it to get it to the final product that you hear. So those were our 6 that we chose. Do you have a favorite musical moment?